Amitabh Tiwari, I'm going to bring you in on this. Let's separate what happened in Rajasthan and what's happened in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Two very, very different political landscapes and also two very different kind of victories. One, a complete wave election for the BJP in Madhya Pradesh, and in Rajasthan, they could have hoped to at least stack up 10 more on the table. But having said that, Madhya Pradesh is somewhere where they can afford to take a change, to make a change. But will they do it is the big question. What's your hunch?
See, yeah, they can afford to make a change here. However, it comes with terms and conditions in font 6. So 14% of people who have voted for BJP is because of Mamaji, which is Shivraj Singh Chauhan. That's number one. More than or almost double who have voted in the name of Prime Minister Modi as per your Access My India exit poll, which was bang on. That's number one. Number two, Shivraj Singh Chauhan is the only OBC Chief Minister of BJP. So he needs to be replaced by a OBC. So all other in contention will get rather disqualified because of this aspect. And the third point is that Shivraj has done the maximum number of rallies and he has really worked hard, put his heart and soul into it. So if he is not made the Chief Minister, then the message will be that party is not rewarding performance, which means that he will need to be accommodated in the center or in the party organization with a big post, because he was anyways earlier a vice president. The president post is not available. So all these dynamics come into play, and of course the Lok Sabha element is also there. So we'll have to see how this pans out, but he is the strongest contender. Again, even in the case of Vasundhara Raje, I mean, I did not complete the point here, is that it could be a short-term arrangement also, that you continue with these big names until Lok Sabha, and then if you get a bigger majority, then you have more power and flexing muscles to put this men to or move up these men and women to the center.
Hemendra, getting you quickly for about 2 minutes here, where the topography, political topography of Madhya Pradesh is concerned, it's different than Rajasthan. Like the 44 MLAs that came in where Vasundhara is concerned, what does it look like in terms of support for Shivraj?
Well, the kind of majority that they have won in Madhya Pradesh, I think it's inconsequential. Shivraj Singh Chauhan did get his men the tickets in the 4th list, but and they also won. Many of his ministers, in fact, 12 of them have lost. Some of them were from the Scindia camp as well. But as far as the decision on the post of Chief Ministership is concerned and the numbers are concerned, most of the numbers, they owe allegiance to Prime Minister Modi, because these, as you can see in Malwa, 9 out of 9 seats in Indore, the entire Malwa belt has been swept. So the song, the theme that was there, Modi ke man mein MP, MP ke man mein Modi. So the numbers, I think, as far as no political leader in Madhya Pradesh who is aspiring to be the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh is going to go and say these are the numbers standing behind me,
right,
because that is not really the case. Everyone, most of them in fact, are standing behind Prime Minister Modi.
Well, you're right. They're standing behind Prime Minister. That's why the topography of Madhya Pradesh very different. But Shivraj Singh Chauhan, especially riding at the back of a Ladli Behna scheme that is touted to have swept Madhya Pradesh, and of course an organizational election run by the BJP, is at least looking at himself as the front runner. Thank you, Hemendra, for joining us. Let's shift the focus right now to the state of Chhattisgarh. And joining me from Chhattisgarh is Sumi Rajapan, who was one of the few, reporters and journalists who actually called out the Chhattisgarh election as not so easy, where the Congress was sweeping it. She was very sure it's going to come to a hung assembly. But of course, the BJP is one, Sumi. And who's the man in question? Raman Singh, might fancy his chances. But earlier on, there was a question mark whether he would be given a ticket at all. Would you see, if there is a change that the BJP will make in those 3 elections, Chhattisgarh is where, in all probability, that change would be made?
Yes, absolutely. That is a great question, whether Dr. Raman Singh is still on the minds of the central leadership. And in fact, looks like he is. He's the one who had been calling the shots. And in fact, he's the one who has been reflected in the list that had come out before the elections. And certainly, Dr. Raman Singh has represented and kept the leadership alive when the BJP central leadership was not keen on developing a secondary, or rather tertiary layer of leadership in Chhattisgarh. So he's the most popular name, and he can keep all the flocks together. There is a certain degree of acceptability that will come with him. But apart from that, Chhattisgarh has been majorly ruled by the caste politics as well. And this time around, BJP hopefully will be trying to make a major statement as it's a precursor to the 2024 elections. And if BJP is onto that strategy, then a tribal face would also be an apt option for them. And this time around, they have an experienced person, Vishnu Dev Sai, in the form of Vishnu Dev Sai, who's been a four-time MP and has also served as an MOS in the Modi 1.0 government. And in fact, his name is doing the rounds mostly in the central leadership as well. But we have to wait and watch as to which name comes around in the end. Gomti Sai is another tribal leader they have been discussing on. Renuka Singh is also one such leader. But all these names are doing the rounds. But the final decision rests with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. These are meagerly our predictions on the basis of permutations and combinations that BJP has been discussing within. So we have to wait. We have to wait until 24 hours, and we have to wait for the protocol to happen. But meetings, the high-level meetings are on in Delhi, and that's where the major the decision will come from.
You know, Sumi, would you stay with me? Let's cut across back to Amitabh Tiwari, who's with us. All right, we don't have Amitabh right now. We're going to cut across to him. But Sumi, you know, getting you back into this conversation, of course, ultimately, you know, one thing we agree on all three state elections and who will be the chief minister, that nobody quite knows. It's only the prime minister and the top leadership, or Amit Shah, possibly a JP Nadda. But yes, you're going to, you know, that's where it comes down to. But Sumi, bringing you in a state like Chhattisgarh especially, the leadership in the BJP can afford to make a change, you know, especially if they are looking at fighting the 2024 elections at the back of a tribal face and there is enough representation there, or even a woman there, if Vasundhara Raje is not made in Rajasthan, because the BJP does need, at least optics-wise, a woman chief minister, which they don't have.
Absolutely, and the two names that are doing the rounds here are Gomti Sai and Renuka Singh. Renuka Singh is right now currently MOS Tribal Affairs, and she has been going in and around Chhattisgarh. However, her attitude towards work is certainly not in favor of her. But when it comes to Gomti Sai, she's a tribal face, less experienced, but a very close aide of Dr. Raman Singh and Vishnu Dev Sai as well. If Dr. Raman Singh is asked about his opinion, and if he is to be given the charge of making the recommendation to the top leadership, then definitely Vishnu Dev Sai and Gomti Sai, either of the two will take the cake. But as you said correctly, that the central leadership can afford to make a major decision and can afford to make the change here as well. If they do not go for a Vasundhara Raje in Rajasthan, then Gomti Sai or Renuka Sai might be the future chief minister of Chhattisgarh.
All right, Sumi Rajapan getting us the very latest. Lots of permutations, combinations being worked at where all those three states are concerned, where a state like Madhya Pradesh comes into question, at least till 2024, keeping in mind the massive victory, a wave election for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Would they want to upset the apple cart or maybe keep Shivraj Singh Chauhan and not make that generational change that they might be looking at? Because he's bucked anti-incumbency, like how, he's floated schemes that have really worked on ground, and possibly keeping him till 2024 could work. He's an OBC face, and who's the counter to that would possibly a Lodhi face like a Prahlad Patel. But to make that change now and unsettle the dynamics where Madhya Pradesh is concerned, maybe not as of now. Where Rajasthan is concerned, viewers, I would think Rajasthan is going to be the most interesting choice where the chief minister comes into question, because Vasundhara Raje Scindia earlier on ignored. I'll give you a story. Once the results had come out, Vasundhara Raje Scindia held a press conference at her own office and then went to the BJP headquarters, and she was, our sources tell us, not, told very clearly that she's not going to address that press conference. It's going to be addressed by the party chief in Rajasthan, C.P. Joshi, and he's the one who addressed that press conference, and she had to sit in the back room there. Well, what she's subtly done without giving a single interview, or speaking to the press or saying that, she's not happy, she's not done any of it. She's praised the Prime Minister when it comes down to the rallies, but then she's also, in a show of strength, flexed her political muscle by getting 44 MLAs to come to her place there, some of them even openly suggesting that she is the best bet when it comes down to Rajasthan. will the BJP, especially the top brass, who's really not attuned to any of these kind of stunts, where the local leadership is concerned, will they look at that and go with Vasundhara Raje? Many would say maybe till just about 2024, because those 25 Lok Sabha seats are important. In the last election, 2019, the BJP had swept all of those 25 seats. On the other hand, Chhattisgarh is a place where the BJP can afford to make a change. And if there is going to be a change, many would suggest it will come in Chhattisgarh. But like I said, a lot depends on the permutations, combinations, woman face. If there is one in Rajasthan, will the BJP go differently in the state of Chhattisgarh? We'll only know by the weekend, because we have been given to understand a decision will be made by then.